Hi, this is FLN 18, making a box and whisker chart. And a box and whisker chart is a visual representation of the 5 summation of your data points. Or of your data set, of any data set. So when you have 5 summation of a data set, we have this data set with all our numbers here, okay? And we have the minimum, the maximum, right? So I've got my min down here. I've got my max up here. Those are 2 of the 5 parts of a box and whisker plot. Then I have my median, which we call Q2, which is also our median. Then I have my Q3 and Q1, the first quartile and the third quartile that breaks my data into 4 quarters. So those are the 5 things that we put together on a box chart. Okay, this is our data set in the first example, and it's the ages and years of spider monkeys at the zoo. So the first thing we have to do is put it in order. Okay, now let's see that we have them in order, or we have the right number. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 data points, and we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 data points. We did that right. So already we know the minimum. Okay, here's my minimum, and that is 14. That's my minimum, right? I know my maximum is 38. Here's my max. Now, those are 2 of my data point things I have to calculate, my statistics. The next thing I need to calculate is the median. So again, I have 12, so I come in 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and I'm here in the center. And what is the average of 30 and 30? 30. So my Q2, my median, is 30. So now I have 3 points for my graph. The next thing I need to figure out is the first quartile of this lower number of data. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I have 6 here. So I come in 3, 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, 3, and I take the average of the 2 in the middle. And what is the average of 20 and 26? It is, shoot, I don't,
23.
Oh, 23. Oh yeah. So that's Q1, my first quartile. And now we're going to do the same thing on this side. We're going to come in 1, 2, 3 on both sides. I ran out of colors. What's the average of 33 and 35?
34.
34. And that is equal to Q3. Now I have my 3 things I need to know, my 3 points to make my box chart. Okay, so now I'm going to draw a number line, and my number line is going to include my minimum value and my maximum value, okay? 38. And then from there, you can fill in the rest. Now I'm going to put a dot at the minimum value. So my minimum is 14, so I put a dot here. This is part of the whisker. And then I'm going to put a dot at my maximum point. This is also part of the whisker. Now I'm going to draw a box that includes my first quartile. Here's 23. All the way up to my third quartile, which is at 34. There's the box. I'm going to put a line for my median at 30. So wherever 30 is, I put the line, and that is the median. Now I draw a line to create the whiskers from here on. Again, so I'm splitting my data up into 4 quartiles, 4 quarters, 1, 2, 3, 4. I have 5 points here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and that is a box and whisker plot. Now, what it helps us with is looking at skewed distribution. If this distribution was perfect, this would be symmetrical. The median would be right at the center, but this skews a little old. So you can tell even though I have a 14-year-old monkey and a 38-year-old monkey, I can see that the median is up here. It is an older population of monkeys. Okay, so that's how you make box plots, and you see how quick it was. that you can, that's why they created box plots in the 60s, is because it was a quick way to summarize your data, and they did most of their calculations by hand, not on an Excel spreadsheet at that time. So that was how they could show distribution quickly with just hand calculations. But what box plots become really interesting is when you compare different distributions. So in your FLN is this box plot someone created, which is age distribution of athletes by sport and gender for 2000 to 2008. And if you can look on your FLN, and the cameraman will come in really closely here, pink is women, and blue is men, and green are the sports that have mixed, that have co-ed teams. And what's interesting about this plot is that you can see we start down here with gymnastics and rhythmic gymnastics that has the lower median age, and as we get up here we get to the equestrians, and the equestrians actually their median age is 35, which is very interesting that about how the age is distributed. What we're seeing here with these outliers, these are called outliers. They're way above what your first quartile, or your, actually that'd be your third quartile is. So all these dots up here are outliers. So let's say you decided that you want to be an Olympian, but you're about 25. You could come to this chart and say, man, I think I'm going to join canoeing, and I'll do just fine.